House in a lot of places, and it's very, very weird how Justin Forsett and I just run into each other at breakfast places in Nashville or on airplanes to Cincinnati. And Justin, usually I don't like sitting next to football players because they're too big. I'm usually looking for the small guys. So when I get a football player your size, I could sit next to you on an hour flight to Cincinnati. But I know you're coming into Nashville as well here this week, and I think after the game I saw you the other day in Cleveland. I don't even know what to say when things go that bad because I didn't know the Ravens had a stinker like that in them.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a tough game. Give credit to Cleveland for fighting and battling and making some plays when they need to be made. But that was definitely a winnable game for Baltimore.
Well, Cleveland's improved, right? So, I don't know if there's any embarrassment in losing there. At every level, they were a better football team. All that being said, give the ball away on the 2-yard line. You miss a kick before the half. You fumble. A lot of things went wrong to stretch that game into overtime. And just as you see it, the running game and what they're trying to do offensively. They talked a lot about running the football here, but when the whistle blows at 1 o'clock on Sunday, and it's not just the Ravens, running the football is not sexy anymore in this league, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you see some teams, getting pass happy and want to do the air attack, but then you see some guys that really respect the ground game. Whether it's the Los Angeles Rams with Gurley back there, with Jacksonville with Fournette back in the backfield. You see some teams that are being successful on the ground, but definitely see the trend is to have a strong passing attack rather than a run game.
Well, they say you got to commit to the run, right? Commit means commit. That means you're all in, means you don't go away from it. They just have not run the ball much. And I know, like in Cincinnati, it's different when you're behind a couple of touchdowns. I think it's different on the road than at home. But I really do believe if they ran more, they could pass less and perhaps shorten some of these football games.
No. I think they have the pieces there. I think we saw a little bit in Cleveland last week. They started off really hot on the ground. I think Alex Collins busted out for like a 19 or 20-yard run, and we were very successful at getting around the edges, having some of those sweet plays. I just think that if we can just find an identity on the ground, what are we going to be? Are we going to be a gap scheme? Are we going to be a zone team? Just find that identity and, running with it and having that commitment, like you said, it's important, and then they'll be successful.
It's interesting to me, you say to have a commitment to one kind of scheme or how you're going to do it. It feels to me they want to be multiple in some ways, especially with the different backs. And I think every time Lamar Jackson comes in, and look, you played in this game a long time, he creates something that creates chaos for the defense, at least for a moment, right? Like you at least have that benefit going on. And they've run some plays, but not a lot of plays. They've hit a couple of singles, but no home runs. It feels to me like that still becomes a challenge for Mike Vrabel and the defense with Tennessee and Dean Pease, because they're going to be preparing for something that they probably haven't seen before, because the Ravens have all sorts of wrinkles here. And it feels like they've just begun to use Lamar Jackson in these sets.
Yeah, it's definitely something there. I would like to see more efficiency with some of the things that they're doing with him. Like we hitting, 5 or 6 yard runs, and then I think his longest run, which was our longest before the Cleveland game, was 16 yards with Lamar running the football. So it's definitely, adding some wrinkles. It's another thing that you have to worry about. You have to study on film if you're opposing defense. But again, I think that you have to have something that's your bread and butter, no matter, like when I was there in 14 and 15, and we were running the outside zone, the inside zone, it was the zone scheme. We know what we knew what we were good at. We knew what we were going to run. The defense knew what we were going to run, and they still couldn't stop it. Now we had some other wrinkles. We had counters in, we had sweeps in, we had gap schemes in, but our bread and butter was the zone, and the offensive line got comfortable with it. They could block, with their eyes closed.
Is that something that you brought to it, in that they built it kind of sort of for you when you were at that level and running the ball that way? Because I've never seen anyone as patient as you since or before, quite frankly. And I know it was built a little bit to you, but what would they build toward Alex and then for Buck as well? It feels like Buck's in on the goal line, but they want to commit to Alex. But, we're 6 games in and it hasn't happened yet, right?
Yeah, no. I think they have some success. I'm not in practice with them every day. They
Sure.
have some success in a little bit of everything because they haven't really, gone full blown in one direction, whether it's the sweeps or the counter, the gaps or the zone. But I see them, being just with the personnel. I think that a zone scheme could work for them. I think with their those guys they're getting yards after contact. Those guys are hard runners. They're tough runners. If you can just get them to stick their foot in the ground, find a hole, and get to the second level and make a defender miss, they have those capabilities and they have those skill sets. So I think it will work for him, but, that's me looking from the outside in.
He is the pride of the Golden Bears and former Raven Justin Forsett. He'll be calling the action on 98 Rock and WBAL this Sunday in Nashville. So what's that perspective like for you in the middle of the game to be opining? I know you signed up for this, and a couple of you, I saw Double J last week out in Cleveland, and I hope his family and everything's okay down where he is because I know the storm came through there. We were talking about him fishing in Destin and all that when I saw him up in the press area. But, you signed up to do this, and it certainly keeps you around the game, and it's always good to see your smile after the game, even wins or loses here on the road. But give me a little insight into you signing up to do this and maybe fun, educational, but, an effort on your part to fly up from Dallas. You got a lot of children and a lot of love going on down there in Texas.
Yeah, no, it's definitely great to be around the game, to watch the game on Sunday, be around my former teammates, be around the action, get to talk football still. It's that one part of my week where, I can look forward to reminiscing into a past chapter in my life. And it was a good chapter. So it's fun getting back. It's work. You're trying to prepare and make sure that you're studying up and educating yourself on how to do your job. Me being a sideline reporter and, seeing different ways I can improve and make the broadcast better with, Jerry and, Dennis when he's up there and Double J when he's up there. So just seeing if I can, just as an athlete, see if I can get better each and every week. But it is, traveling, last week I'm from Cleveland, I'm flying back home and it was an all night experience. So, I'm losing, a day and a half away from, my kids, who are, playing baseball games and sporting events on a weekend.
How old are your kids, man? Tell everybody about your family because I remember it was getting going here when your career was getting going here.
Yeah. No, so my oldest is 5, and then my middle child is 3. So I got 2 older boys and a baby girl that's 1. So they're still fairly young, but they're getting going running sports right now, especially here in Texas. They put kids in sports here a little early, and they got activities for them. So I love being able to get around them and help them out, learn to catching a football, throwing a baseball, all those things that a father takes joy in.
Are you going to redshirt your kindergartners down there like the rest of the people in Dallas, or what?
No. They're not going to redshirt. They got youth programs for them to start playing, and we're not at least not yet. We're not concerned about that.
You can hear Justin Forsett during the games or when he visits, or sometimes a couple times a year visits with me. You can find him at J Forsett out on Twitter with all sorts of passages from the good book as well as football passages in that book as well. And for you, with this offense and with the team itself, maybe it's me, and I know we rode together down to Cincinnati, but I'm bullish on this becoming a really good football team if they stay healthy. And I think that the hiccup in Cleveland was illuminating in some way to say that, boy, they got some work to do, because I thought they were better than what they showed on Sunday. And certainly at various points, 450 yards of offense. There were parts of this. The defense is only surrendered 9 points through 4 quarters. So there's not much to sneeze at in that way, but I just expected the offense to be able to manufacture points that we didn't see last week. And I think it's a little awakening for Flacco and the rest of them. But this is the best group of offensive players, I think, that we've had here in a number of years.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think what it boiled down to on Sunday was, as far as execution, Cleveland was better. You can't turn the football over. We turned the football over. We had a blocked field goal. Those things happen. You're not executing on third down. You're not, keeping the drives going. Those things will lead you to losses. And I think there was just a bad mixture of all those things, and that we haven't really seen too often. This year they've been pretty consistent, pretty good on third down and in the red zone scoring points. So hopefully that's an anomaly.
Look, man, I did radio shows with you in Swabbings, and you were on the team back when my wife was bald in the hospital fighting for her life, so you were always one of my favorite dudes and a stand-up dude, after the games, before the games, even now. Crabtree showed me something when he dropped the ball the way he did to stand in front of the media and I don't know him at all, outsider. I know your guy Marshawn played with him various points, and, he's a guy who's been in the league and a first-round pick and a guy that played in the Super Bowl and all that stuff. I was impressed with the way he conducted himself in the aftermath to say, I need to be better than that. That always shows me a grown-up as a guy who's turning 50 this weekend, Justin, that when the guy stands up when it's good or bad, that tells me we're going to see better things out of Michael Crabtree because he wants better things out of himself.
No, he's a true veteran, a true pro. He knows what went wrong. He knows he has to make those catches, and I expect him. He's going to make those adjustments and changes, and I think that we're not going to have to worry about Crabtree catching the ball down the road. I think he's going to be a big player for us, impact players for us down the stretch, and we're going to need him.
Nashville, any thoughts on the Titans? Any thoughts on Mariota? I mean, you talk about the Ravens struggling over the weekend. They went up to Buffalo, and they weren't very good last week either, and they had expectations to be 4-1 this week.
They're just very inconsistent right now. I guess they're trying to find a lot of identity within themselves, also. So it should be a good battle. Go playing down there. They have the ability to run the football. Have some good players on the defensive side of the ball. But I think just match up on person that has the upper hand.
Hey, if you're doing game day pancakes, first off, Sunday's my 50th birthday. So if I run into you at our usual pancake location, I'll have the pineapple with the coconut sprinkles this time, all right? And make sure we get the real maple syrup, all right?
Your birthday on Sunday? My birthday is on Sunday.
Is your birthday October 14th? Hold on. Let me look this up here. I was born in 68. I still think I'm older than you. Hold on here. I'm looking up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You turned 33. We have the same birthday?
Come on, Nestor.
Dude, is that possible? Hold on, you're born in 85. I turned 17 in 85, so you're 33. I turned 50. We have the same birthday. I did not know. We're Libras. We're good people. How about that?
Good people. Indecisive, but good people.
So you're spending your birthday in Nashville away from your family to football games. Same as me.
Well, no. My wife is coming up with me, and we're going to celebrate together, so.
All right, well, maybe I won't find you at our favorite pancake place. I don't know. But maybe you'll be getting the good stuff on the pancakes with some sides and stuff like that. Hey, man, well, happy birthday to you and happy birthday to me. And hopefully we're celebrating on flights leaving Nashville with a victory this week, right?
Let's do it.
Jay Forsett's the way to find him out on Twitter. You can find him at 98 Rock and WBAL. And, of course, 29 in your program, although he wore other numbers as well throughout his career. One of my favorite dudes, Justin Forsett. Happy birthday to you, Justin Forsett. All of our WNST coverage brought to you by Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast, and the tasty coffee. It's just a buck. Justin Tucker's been singing about it. That's the hot coffee now. Make sure you're brewing it hot the way I like it in the morning, the Kona blend. Real fresh, real fast. It is Royal Farms. Make sure you're downloading the Royal Farms app or using the rewards card as well. When you pump your gas, you get your coffee for free, get your Western fries for free, your fried chicken. Only thing that makes Royal Farms fried chicken taste better is when it's free, right? Of course. The BuyAToyota.com audio vault is there 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world. You can find us even down in Dallas, Texas, where Justin Forsett will be flying in for the game. Some thoughts for Jared Johnson as well, whose family's down there on the Gulf Coast. So just want to give a shout out to him. I know how much he loves that area and fishing down there. He and I were having some fun. He says he only fishes 4 days a week. Well, I hope everything's okay with Double J down there. So keep him and everybody down in Panama City, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and your thoughts as the nasty hurricane rolled through there this week. I am a very available individual. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook as well as our YouTube WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.